You scroll TikTok for 10 minutes, you think it's harmless, just a quick break. But then you try and work, study, or build your business, but your brain feels distracted, foggy, and weirdly resistant. What just happened? I remember coming home from a long shift in hospital, but wanting to do something productive in the evening, like work on my side hustle. But I'd get home, sit on the couch, and open TikTok or YouTube just for a quick dopamine hit. It was only meant to be 5 minutes, but suddenly 45 minutes gone. And after that, I still had time to work, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It was like the motivation I had before had just evaporated. If this sounds familiar, then this video is for you. I'm gonna break down why every short scroll kills your ability to focus, the hidden dopamine trap you haven't been told about, and a simple step-by-step reset that will rebuild your focus and motivation, even after burnout. So here's what's really happening to your brain when you scroll TikTok or YouTube. Every swipe on short-form content spikes your dopamine system. New face, new sound, new hook, new reward. There's no delay, no effort, no friction. It's essentially a dopamine jackpot. It jacks up your brain in minutes. And now your brain craves more of this. It expects instant stimulation and gratification, novelty, and with zero effort. So then what happens when you try and do real work after that? Your brain refuses because it feels boring, it feels painful. Your dopamine has been jacked up to here and it wants to stay up here. So when you do something less stimulating, it's gonna drop and it's gonna decline, and your brain's gonna want that hit, getting it back up there. I remember this very problem during med school. I'd be on YouTube shorts in the morning. It was just for 5 minutes when I woke up, then I would study. But I always found those mornings when I did engage in just 5 minutes, it was so much harder to get those cogwheels turning, to lock in and actually focus and study. Reading felt heavy, writing notes felt impossible. I remember finding it so boring just to do one thing at one time. I would constantly be checking notifications, looking at my phone throughout, just giving me the little bits of dopamine, but completely destroying my focus. And now I know this is basically because I was in dopamine withdrawal. It wasn't because I was lazy, it was because I was accidentally training my brain to avoid focus, to avoid doing the hard work at all costs. When you feed your brain easy dopamine over and over, you lose that ability to actually crave delayed gratification, delayed rewards. You crave immediate stimulation and reject everything that requires effort. So even if you want to build something meaningful, a business after a 9 to 5, or even a better body, a better life, you'll subconsciously avoid the very actions that are going to get you to that goal. And worst of all, you'll stop trusting yourself. You'll start to identify as someone who is lazy or demotivated. So how do you fix it? Here's a dopamine reset protocol that I've used on myself and helped others with as well. Number 1, stop scrolling first thing in the morning. Your brain is most sensitive in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking. Don't feed it with cheap dopamine right away. Replace it with getting out, getting sunlight, going for a walk, even if it's just 5 to 10 minutes. Number 2, do something hard before you consume. Flip the habit. It's not all about denying easy dopamine in your life, it's just about delaying it. Earn your dopamine by working before consuming. This could be a deep work session on building your business, but it could also be going to the gym, having a cold shower. Effort first, then reward. Number 3, start to replace fast dopamine in your life with slow dopamine. This is essentially training your brain to like hard things again. Slow dopamine activities could be going for a walk, it could be reading a book, or working on something without constant stimulation. At the start, these activities will feel boring compared to the constant stimulation of phones, but over time you'll start to actually really enjoy these activities as your dopamine system resets. Number 4, you can use the 48-hour cleanse. This isn't for everyone and can be a bit brutal, but if you can and you're really motivated, try going 48 hours without short form content, no YouTube Reels, Instagram or TikTok. If you do this, expect withdrawals. Your dopamine is gonna go in a bit of a slump. But if you do follow through on this, after 24 to 48 hours, your brain will calm down. You'll start to feel clarity, energy, and intrinsic motivation come back into your life. So I'll leave you with this. This isn't about quitting social media forever. It's about regaining control, because when your dopamine system is broken, everything feels harder than it should. If you want, I've put together a free dopamine anchor tracker in the description. You can download that for free. And as always, if you got value from this video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.